everyone, welcome to the Skeins of Dreams Knitting Podcast. I'm Megha and I'm also known as Skeins of Dreams on Instagram and on Ravelry. And this is the corner of YouTube where I share my making journey with all of you, and mostly I knit a lot, so it's mostly my knitting journey. Thank you so much for checking out my video if you're new and if you're a returning viewer. It's been like 3 weeks since my last video, and I thought it was time to record another one. I must say right off the bat that I don't have as much knitting as I usually do. Let me rephrase that. I have done a lot of knitting, but it's on just a couple of projects, and you're probably used to seeing me with like a whole crazy number of works in progress going on all the time, but today it's just going to be a few things. But I have so many things that I'm planning that I want to knit on, and so I'm gonna share some of my future plans with you. I didn't want to wait too long between episodes because then it becomes too much to talk about. So actually maybe this is better, that I have a few things I can talk about properly, and then I will talk a little about what is going to be next on my needles. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your patience while I take time to record, mostly because some of you already know that we've moved to a new house, and so we're busy setting up the new place. This involves like we moved, unpacked, setting up the house. I had to paint a room. It was actually this room. This room was a little girl was living in this room, so one of the walls was pink and gray, and the other three walls, like that was the accent wall, the pink wall was the accent wall, and the other three walls were just a neutral gray beige. And I really didn't want it pink as much as I love pink. And you can see my background today is my yarn stash, but wait, let me get to that properly. So this room had pink walls and I wanted to paint over it, so I actually made it a beautiful shade of green. The color is called Thai Basil. So I got really excited about that. I painted a few swatches, and if you follow me on Instagram, you saw my painting journey. I'm gonna put up some videos while I'm talking about it over here. So I ended up painting the wall last weekend, and then as soon as the wall was done, I was like, oh my god, I need, like, this was going to be my craft room actually, and this is, I had planned to make it my craft room, and now I have done that. I have made it my craft room. So as soon as the wall was painted and dried, I immediately got furniture for it. So I got this beautiful cubby to put my yarn in. It actually has doors with like, it has glass doors that slide in, and so it protects the yarn from mostly cats and also other things. I don't want it all to get dirty. But I had so much fun. We had to assemble the furniture. It took us like all of one day because this was a little bit of a pain to assemble. And then I also got a sewing table, which is right in front of me over here, and I set that up. I set up my serger, I set up an ironing station, so I have like this whole crafty space going. And today it's still being set up. It's still a little messy, so I'm not gonna share the whole room, but of course I'll share pictures of the green wall behind this cubby and then the cubby itself. I wanted to keep the camera farther away so you can see the wall as well, but the doors are reflecting, like there's a lot of natural light, which is good for the video. It's just that if I keep that in the frame the entire time, you'll get distracted by all the reflection on the glass doors here. So I had to make the best of what I have. And I just opened the doors, and it reminds me of Mel from Mel Makes Stuff, and she usually, I think she has also a cabinet like this she sits in front of, so it totally, Mel, I'm completely stealing your idea. But yeah, so that's what I've done. I had so much fun setting up my like yarn. I had organized it by weight, by like fiber and all of that. So the bottom two cubbies here are fingering weight, the middle ones are DK and sport, and the top is worsted. I had to adjust the camera a little bit. I could see that it was a little tilted, but it's okay. So yeah, so the top is worsted over there, and yeah, I had a lot of fun. I must say this is not all my yarn. I have a lot more. I've just not displayed it. It won't fit in this cubby, so I might need another one at a later stage, but we'll wait for that. It's good to display some of the yarn so that I can get some inspiration by looking at it. I've tried to put stuff out which I really want to knit with. It's been a while since I've had these, or it's just like very beautiful yarn that I really want to knit with, so I've tried to put them out depending on what my mood is. So there's a lot of summer yarns over here, but yeah, so I had a lot of fun setting up my yarn cupboard, and I set up my sewing table, so I started sewing as well. I made a dress actually past couple of days, and I made the hinterland dress, which is by Sew Liberated, and I have made it before, and so I just wanted a quick and like a I didn't want to do anything new, so I just like redid what I've done before, and it turned out really cute. So I'm really happy about that. So I've started using this space. My plan is to also have some sort of a seating here, so I can actually sit here and use it when I'm not actually like working on sewing or anything. I can just sit here and knit. If I have friends over who are like okay, like into knitting and everything, they can come and hang out in this space. I would like to do something like that. So there's a big window on this side, so you can see the light coming in from here, so it is really nice for natural light. So naturally I decided that this was going to be my new spot for the podcast. I hope you like it. I hope it's not too I don't know if the camera is too close or anything, but just to keep the glare from the glass doors away, and to also get the entire yarn in frame, I think this is the best setup for now. So yeah, so that's what's been going on. So I quit my job in Buffalo, and I finished my 2 weeks notice, and then I drove to Pittsburgh, and I've been working on just home projects. We set up the rooms, we assembled some furniture, I'm getting all my clothes and stuff organized. Today actually I got this sudden mojo to plant some flowers, because all the backyard and the front yard have some flowering, like some beds where you can plant stuff, and the previous owners had used it mostly for like generic bushes and shrubberies and stuff like that, but there weren't any flowers, and I was very upset with that. Not upset, I mean I really wanted to change that. So I went out first thing in the morning, 8 a.m. I'm like, I'm going plant shopping. So I went and got some beautiful flowers, and I'll put a picture of those here. And I got lilies and hydrangeas, and I got like a petunia pot of, like it's a potted already grown plant, and just to decorate the front porch. So I was really into doing a little bit of gardening today, so that's what I did in the morning. And then I had a lovely knitting Zoom call in the afternoon, which I really enjoyed. It's become like regular on Saturdays, so it's been fun doing that whenever I'm able to. When I was in between the move and everything, and I was not able to join a few weeks, but today I was able to, and I had a really nice chat. And then I had lunch, which was quite late, and then I finally decided, you know what, I'm just gonna take some time out and record a podcast before it becomes too many things to talk about. So yeah, so I feel like we're a few minutes into the video. I've already started ranting about stuff, so maybe it's best to move on to the knitting content, and then I can collect my thoughts and talk more if I need to at the end of the video. Alright, so I don't have any finished objects this episode. I am not wearing any knits. I am wearing something I've made. This is the Ashton top by Helen's Closet, I believe. I've shown this before. I think I wore it once with like a cardigan, but today is a really warm day. It's like almost 30 Celsius over here. I cannot quickly convert that to Fahrenheit, so I'm sorry, but it's a warm day, so I'm not wearing a hand knit. And that actually kind of leads into my plans for the summer, because I have a lot of summer knitting plans, but I'm just in a space where I'm unable to decide what to cast on, and I'm just waiting for that wave of inspiration to hit me and then cast on something and actually finish that project. So we'll talk all about that. So let me first talk about my works in progress. So I have a lot of works in progress, but actively, honestly, I've only worked on 3 things. One of which, even if I show you, I don't think you will be able to tell any difference from the last time, but I'm still gonna quickly show it, just because I did work on it. It's just that I don't have it in a position where it's like you can obviously tell that I've worked on it. I need to start using progress keepers, maybe. Then you can see how much I've actually worked on it. Anyway, so the first thing that I've actually worked on is my half and half wrap. So this is the half and half triangles wrap by Pearl Soho, and I've actually finished the orange half. So I've actually finished this one, and as you can see, my sneaky little smoky lavender has started appearing. I'm really addicted to this project. I've just been keeping it in the corner of my couch, so whenever I'm watching TV or I don't feel like focusing on anything, I just pick this up and I just go, and it's been so much fun actually, like knitting on this. The yarn is beautiful. I'm using Pearl Soho linen quill, which is the suggested yarn, and I believe the color is red poppy and this color is purple smoke, lavender smoke. I actually have a skein of that over here, but it's okay. I'm not going to turn around and take it out and everything. But I'm really enjoying it. I did mention that I won't show this project every podcast, but I'll show it whenever I'm done with a skein. So I'm 3 skeins down, 3 more to go. So I did finish, since the last time you saw it, I did finish the 3rd skein, which was of this, and then now I've started the purple. So I'm really excited. It's going to be such a nice drapey, beautiful project. I already feel like wearing it, and when I'm knitting on it, there's so much fabric already that sometimes the cats have been sleeping under it, so it's already being used. So I'm super happy with this project, and it's definitely a lot of yarn and goodness. I did not think that just simple garter for 6 skeins of fingering would keep me interested, but so far I'm working on it. I have not let it go. Also, this is definitely an entry for the Blankets of Dreams make along. I've been hosting a blanket make along, and actually that reminds me, I have stuff to talk about. Okay, I will pause it when I get to it, but I do have some additional beautiful things that have come into my life, which I want to talk about, which will also be part of the giveaway. So anyway, I'm hosting the Blankets of Dreams make along. So you have there is a Ravelry thread for it, where you can post your FOs and your whips if you want to talk about it. I'm sorry I've not been very active on it. I'm just getting into the groove of things here, settling down in the new place. I'll be more active on it for sure, starting once I'm back into a routine. I'm actually starting a new job in June, so right now I'm at home, but I know once I start going to work, I'll have to figure out the routine with like the drive and everything, so we'll get there. That being said, I promised that the prizes would be given at the 3-month mark, 6-month mark, 9 and 12-month mark. And for the 3-month mark, we are approaching that soon. So June 1st is, I believe, the 3-month. Yes, June 1st is the 3-month mark. So I will be drawing prizes for June 1st. I have not figured out how to handle the Instagram hashtag And the Ravelry, should I do one from each? Or should I just like, I don't know, I have to figure that out, but there will be prizes. And I do have some yarn from my stash that I want to share as well. I've already shown some project bags that were very generously gifted for this make along, so I will be picking a winner for those. And then I will hold on, let me actually pause and bring you the other beautiful thing that I'll be giving away. Okay, I'm back. So my dear friend Joanne, who is known as Snowy Thistle Knits on Instagram, has recently started doing some leather work, and she very generously sent me some beautiful goodies from her. I don't know if she has a store already. I'm gonna check with her about that, but I think she is planning an Etsy store, and these are some things that she's gonna have in the store. So the first thing she sent me, and these are for me, I'll show what's for giveaway. I wanted to make that clear because I'm not sharing the pink earrings with anyone. So these are so pretty. Look at these beautiful pink earrings. They are leather, so it's actually a strap of leather and turned into this teardrop shape, and it's so pretty. I really love how these look. I can actually put them on. So yeah, so that is what the earrings look like. I really love earrings, so thank you so much, Joanne. And it's nice that I'm actually wearing it on the video. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this on. But yeah, so this is her handle on Instagram, Snowy Thistle Knits, and she sent me these beautiful earrings as a gift for me. And the other very pretty thing, oops, where did it go? Oh, the other very pretty thing is this beautiful leather shawl cuff. So this has like a snap on it. You know, if it was a little bigger, I could actually wear it like a bracelet. I mean, it still fits my wrist. I just feel like it doesn't move at all. But this is a beautiful shawl cuff. So if you have a wrist smaller than mine, you can definitely wear this as a bracelet. Like it's a very pretty, even I can, maybe it'll just stay, a very pretty shawl cuff actually. And I wanted to kind of see how to wear it. So I've not done this before. I'm gonna try this. I don't know if I should try it on camera, but this is the joy of podcasting without preparing for it. Okay, so I put on the shawl without being on camera because honestly, I was not in a mood to raise my arms in front of you on camera. So this is how a shawl cuff is to be used. So I'm wearing this shawl around my neck, and then I have this pretty shawl cuff that, oh, this is so cute, that's actually holding it together. I'm sure I can turn it a little so you can see it more, and then turn it around as well if I want to show one portion of it, because it has these beautiful feathers. So that's how the cuff is meant to be worn, and it's actually going to keep the shawl together and not let it fall off. So yeah, so this is a beautiful shawl cuff that Joanne gifted me, but she also sent two very pretty shawl cuffs which I'm going to be giving away. So this is one of them. That is such a pretty design. This actually says Snowy Thistle Knits at the back, and this is the beautiful card that comes with it. It has her email and the website. Oh, there's a website, I should go on it. But yeah, so that's the beautiful, oh, look at those knit stitches, so pretty. And look at that, oh, that is so beautiful. Yep, so I'm gonna be giving away one of these, two of these shawl cuffs. So that was one, and the other one is actually in a darker brown. So it has some design patterns on it which you can't really see because of the light blowing it out. Or maybe you can see it here. Oh yeah, see how pretty the engraving is. But yeah, so Joanne very generously sent me these two shawl cuffs to give away as gifts for the Blankets of Dreams make along. Obviously, because I said large shawls are okay, and if you have a large shawl, you could use a shawl cuff. So, so these are very generous gifts. Thank you so much, Joanne. They are so pretty, and I'm definitely going to be using this because I have trouble keeping shawls on me. So I definitely think this will get a lot of use, and I'm really happy about my version with the beautiful feathers on it. Thank you so much. So uh, I was talking about knitting, and then I started talking about prizes. So now let's go back to my other work in progress. All right, so that was, where was I? I was talking about my half and half triangle strap, which is also my entry for the Blankets of Dreams make along, and I'm gonna put the hashtag on screen. So if you're sharing some pictures on Instagram, please do use the hashtag so I can see them. And I'm so happy with all the blankets that are being born in the world or were already born and are being continued to work on. The grammar certainly wasn't right. I'm gonna ignore that and let's move on. So, last episode I showed that I had just cast on for this beautiful test knit that I'm working on. It's the Isa cardigan by Ver and Rose. Alexandra is the designer, and she's a very beautiful designer. She's a new designer who has, this is her third design, and oh my god, it's so beautiful. And Alexandra is such a lovely person. I have been enjoying knitting on this design quite a bit, and you will see that I've got quite a bit done. I'm close to finishing it. I have just a sleeve to go, and then just picking up around the neckline to do the collar. But this is the beautiful cardigan. This is the Isa cardigan again, and this has a wonderful, very pretty lace panel in the front, and you work on the button band while you're knitting the cardigan. So it's a bottom-up cardigan drop shoulder design. So you start with the bottom rib, and you work on the body of the cardigan. Then you divide for the front and back. So you knit the back panel separately, the front two panels separately, and then you do 3 needle bind off. I already made a modification to the pattern by doing an exposed 3 needle bind off. Some of the testers have done a 3 needle bind off in the back, but I really like the look of a nice exposed 3 needle bind off, so I've really enjoyed working on this. You do some neck shaping as well, so you have a nice clean edge for the neck. And then what I've been currently working on is the sleeve. So I've almost finished one sleeve. I have some ribbing to do. I think those are my decreases, which will block out properly once I wash it. But I've almost finished one sleeve. The best part about a drop shoulder design is once you get to the sleeves, they're so quick because you're already done some portion of the sleeve with the body, and so you only have a little to go from your mid bicep or something. So the sleeves look short, but they fit me, don't worry. So yeah, and after I do the second sleeve, I just have to pick up stitches around the neck and then do the ribbing, and I'll be done. So I'm hoping to be done with this by next week. I'm using, this is not a nice little ball, but I'm using Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino in the color Terracotta Rose. This is a very, very beautiful dusty pink color, and I'm so much in love with this color. I think partly because of the color and the yarn and the pattern being so simple, like you have some interest with the lace and then you just have stockinette. I've enjoyed knitting on this so much that I've exclusively knit on this since I started the test knit basically. But yeah, I've been thoroughly enjoying this design. Thank you so much, Alexandra, for giving me the opportunity to test knit this beautiful pattern. And that being said, I must mention that Alexandra has very generously given a discount code for her patterns for people viewing this podcast. Like, she has set up a discount code specifically for me, and the discount code is dreams20, and you can use that and get 20% off on Alexandra's patterns until the end of May, I believe. So that's dreams20, and I'll put it on the screen so you won't have any trouble. And it's all capitals, I believe. It's case sensitive, so you can go to Ravelry and use the discount code and get 20% off on Alexandra's beautiful patterns. I have purchased her Ola cardigan. It's a very, very pretty design with like a cable feature on the arms, and I really love that. And I have already purchased that, and I do want to knit it at some point. And I believe it requires some more hair. It's definitely fluffy in her pictures. I have to look carefully at what the yarn is recommended yarn is for that pattern. But yeah, so actually this particular cardigan, Alexandra knitted in a cotton merino, so you can make it a summer cardigan as well. I've just, with the gauge that she mentioned, I tried to gauge swatch with cotton yarns for a summer cardigan, but I only got gauge with this Knitting for Olive that I had in stash. And so I decided, you know what, I just love the yarn so much. The color is beautiful, and I obviously don't mind a woolly cardigan. I can use it starting fall, so I decided that I'd do the test in the wool yarn basically. So it's 100% merino, I believe, and it's a very beautiful yarn. I must say that initially I had thought that I liked Knitting for Olive fingering more than I liked the heavy merino. The heavy merino does look a little like, it doesn't look as finished, and of course I'm showing you an extremely stupid looking ball of yarn, but it doesn't look as shiny and as beautiful as the fingering Knitting for Olive merino. But I do think that the fabric it's creating is very beautiful, and I had swatched and I had blocked the swatch, like I had wet blocked it, so it does create a wonderful fabric, and I'm sure this is going to be a very, very nice garment for the winter. So I'm excited to finish it. I'm excited to give it a wash. And the other very fun thing is that 2 other podcasters are actually test knitting this with me. 2 of my friends, Ruth from Ruth Loves to Knit. Ruth is a beautiful, beautiful podcaster who churns out shawls like they're nobody's business. It's so funny how many shawls she finishes. She does enable us to cast on whatever we want to. So you can, there is a hashtag called I will cast on if I want to. I'm not sure if I got that right, Ruth, but I will try to put that on screen. And she does cast on whenever she feels like, but the thing is, she does finish her shawls. I cast on whenever I want to, and I finish nothing. So that's how I feel. Like I have all these projects going and I'm not finishing any of them. But do check out Ruth's podcast if you have not checked her out already. She has a very, very beautiful podcast. She talks about a lot of projects, and she works with so many colors, and it's always so much fun to watch her. And she's very funny. Like it's always so much fun watching her podcasts. And the other podcaster who is also testing this design is Casey from Young Folk Knits. I'm sure Casey came out with a recent episode where she talks about it actually, and I have not caught up with the episode yet. I'm a little behind on my podcast watching, so I'm gonna do that. But I have seen Casey's like swatch, and I've seen the color of yarn that she's working with, and it's so beautiful. And she was on vacation and she was knitting on it, and it was so gorgeous with like the backdrop of her vacation and everything. And over here I must mention that Casey has such a beautiful aesthetic. I believe she's a photographer as well, so her videos, her photographs, they are so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I really love her aesthetic. And she recently also made the Thea top, which is a summer knit she did, and it's a very simple tank top with like broad It's a tank top but does not have the straps. It has a broader whatever strap, and I've been looking at that so much. I really want a beautiful summer top like that, and I'm sure she's spoken about it in her podcast. So after I finish recording, I must go and catch up on some of the episodes that I've missed thanks to all the moving and all the being busy and everything. But that being said, it's a lot of fun testing the Isa cardigan and testing with friends, and it's so much fun that we're able to like share notes and like talk about it, and like we have a chat going in the on Instagram with all the other testers. But I also message Ruth and Casey about it separately, so that has been fun as well. So yeah, so that was another work in progress that I have made a lot of progress on. So that was exclusively what I was knitting on all these weeks, and so I mean I kind of have a pretty full big garment done. So I mean, except a sleeve. So I think I have been knitting. It's just that I have been strangely working on a few projects, and as you know, I would consider that being monogamous, because monogamous for me is only maybe 2 or 3 projects. I know a lot of you resonated with that, so we'll say it's a thing. That's what monogamy means. All right, so the last project that I want to mention and also like show, but I don't know if you can tell how much progress I've made on this. I should have used a progress keeper, and it's also bunched up because right now it's time to separate for sleeves, is my no frills. Oh yes, this is my no frills sweater. It looks terrible because it's all bunched up, but I have finished all the increases and now I have to split for sleeves. And I don't know what am I waiting for. I need to split for sleeves and carry on with the body. This is being knit in woolly knit. The very popular yarn, thanks to dear Rebecca of the Kriya Bea podcast. And this is the Tiara Beige Nep. It's a very tweedy yarn and I'm holding it double. I bought a cone of it in March when Rebecca was hosting the cone along and had a discount code going for it. I absolutely love this yarn. This is so soft. It is so soft and rustic at the same time. It smells very sheepy. I really love working with this, and I can't believe I've not like split for sleeves and carried on, because working with it, I can't explain it. It just gives you a joy which is unparalleled for me for now. I know I sound very dramatic, but I thoroughly enjoyed working with this yarn, and thank you, Rebecca, for that. This is the merino cone. I also have a British wool cone, and that's also a tweed in a beautiful cream color, and I do want to make another sweater with that, of course. And I might just make another no frills with that. We'll see how this one fits me, and then I'll work on that. But it's been such a pleasure working in this, and then I want to finish the Isa cardigan, then I want to split for sleeves on this, and then just finish the body. So those are the 3 things that I was working on, and that's pretty much all the knitting content I have except for I do want to talk about some of the projects that I will be casting on soon. So one of the first things that I'm going to cast on is I signed up for another testnet. I know. I said I will not be signing up for too many testnets. I already am doing the Isa, but I have another testnet that I sneakily signed up for. It's called the Gaia cardigan. It's by Amanita Knits. I think that's how she pronounces her name. I'm sorry if I butchered that. I need to find out. But she has a beautiful Instagram handle, Amanita Knits, and she has very pretty patterns. It's going to be a fingering weight cardigan. I think it's got a 26 stitch gauge, so it's definitely going to be on small needles, but it has a very pretty lace motif runs along the sleeves, and it looks like a really nice construction, so I'm very excited for that. I have some yarn coming my way, I ordered very pretty yarn from Denmark, which I'm going to talk about once it gets here. And I have that yarn coming my way, so I'm going to take a look at it when it comes, if that will be good for the test knit. If not, I have some very pretty black yarn which has some cashmere content in it. I do want to make a nice black cardigan, so I have to decide which yarn I want to use for the test knit, but I will share that with you in my next episode. So that is going to be one of the first things I cast on now, like as soon as my yarn arrives and I get the pattern for the new test knit. So let me take you through my thought process on summer knits. I watched this amazing video by Mel of Mel Makes Stuff, where she talks about summer yarns and knitting with summer yarns. And I'm already like a big fan of Mel. Like, her videos are so, they have so much information. She goes into such depth. She completely nerds out about her projects, and I'm there for it. I'm here for it. I lap it up instantly. Like, it's so much fun watching Mel's analysis of all the beautiful projects that she works on, and she knits such amazing things, and she goes into so much depth about each project that I really love that. And she has this beautiful video where she talks all about summer yarns and knitting with them, and all the things that she has made in the past with the summer yarns, and then how they wore, like, you know, what they look like right now if she's knitted them so many years ago, and what would she change about it, or what does she wish she had done when she started knitting, or when she was knitting on them, or something like that. So I really enjoyed watching that video, and then I went into a spiral of looking at all my summer yarns and deciding what to cast on. And safe to say, I have been so overwhelmed by all the options that I've cast on nothing. I have no summer project on the needles, which I really wanted to do. I really wanted to start a summer project, but I am so lost. I don't know what I want to make. So I will talk through some of the options, and then hopefully, I'm hoping by doing this, I will be able to make a decision soon. So the first yarn I want to talk about is this VR Knitters cotton yarn that I have in my stash, and I'm not kidding, this has been in my stash for over 5 or 6 years, and which for me is a lot. I know for some of you it's like, oh well, whatever, like that's yesterday. As far as your stash is concerned, but I've only been knitting for 7 years, so for most of the knitting journey of mine, I've had this yarn in stash. It's a very beautiful rusty orange color. I've swatched with it in the past. I know what gauge I get. I can do 18 stitches or 20 stitches in 4 inches with this. I would like to do a pattern with a 20 stitch gauge. So my first thing was I wanted to make the Thea top, which Casey just made, and I was a little iffy about it because I don't want to buy the pattern because it does not include a lot of sizes. The size range is very limited, so I honestly considered recreating the Thea top myself. Like, I have this beautiful book by Anne Budd about sweater knitting, and she gives you what stitch counts and everything to use for the gauge that you get. And I could use that. It's like a recipe book, so I could use that to make my own Thea top. But then Thea Coleman, okay, now Thea top going into Thea Coleman, she came out with a very pretty design called the Grapefruit Pink Lady, I believe, and I'm gonna put that on screen here. It's a very beautiful short sleeved vest or summer t-shirt, you may call, which is completely lace, and it's a very simple lace, so I'm sure it's like memorizable lace, and the whole sweater is just that, and I think it will look really pretty in this yarn. So I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with this. I really want to get this yarn out of my stash. So I would really like to pick a pattern and just go with it and actually like knit this up and be able to wear it. I have this vision of wearing this with like a nice khaki cotton pant or something like that. Will be really cute. So I really want to make a summer top out of this. And then Pearl Soho was having a sale on their website, so I must say, one of my dear friends enabled me while she was making this purchase. So I made this purchase, of course I did. So Pearl Soho was having a sale on some of their summer yarns, and I picked up this yarn called the Lantern. I'm sorry, my nails might be dirty from gardening. Should not be showing off dirty nails on YouTube, but so the yarn is called Lantern. It's 61% cotton, 39% linen. It's this very, very slubby yarn. It's actually here, the rest of my skeins are here. So I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it almost is some linen fibers or cotton fibers wrapped in the other because it's so light, I don't think I'm able to show it very well. So it's like one fiber wrapped in the other. It's a very thick and thin kind of a slubby. You can look at the slubs, and if you look at projects that people have knit using this yarn, you can see that the slubs actually start showing up quite a bit when you have like a stockinette fabric. So I wanted to make something very plain in this so that the yarn can shine, and also like the slubby nature of it, I don't want it to get lost in some heavy patterning or heavy details. So one of my top choices is the Alanis. It's a simple t-shirt by Elizabeth Smith. I have been a big long time admirer of Elizabeth Smith patterns. She has a lot of beautiful patterns. She has a lot of beautiful like vests and cardigans that look really, really wearable, but I have never actually knit one of her designs, and I really want to. And so I thought that this would be a good option for the Alanis, and I'll put a picture on the screen here. I'm sure you've seen it. It's a worsted weight make, and I thought that this would be nice as that. It's a lavender actually, but it's blowing out so much in this light that I can't show it to you properly. But yes, so that is another option in my head. Then if you can see, there is this beautiful olive green yarn on top here. That is the Kestrel by Quince and Company. It's another worsted weight summer yarn. It has some linen content in it. So yeah, so this is I decided I'd just bring it down. So it's the Kestrel, which is 100% organic linen, and the colorway is terrapin. Yep, so that's the color, and I have a pattern I want to make in this yarn as well, and I'll put that on screen. I know the pattern, I'm just forgetting the name of it completely. Anyway, I'll put it on the screen here. So this is the other thing that I've been thinking of casting on. So I have all these plans, but I'm just not getting on with them. Actually, when I saw Mel's a wonderful video on all the cotton and summer yarns and everything, I actually ended up buying this Katia Concept cotton cashmere yarn, which is like, I think 90% cotton, 10% cashmere. Again, it's in this very, very light beige color, and I have a pattern in mind for this. It's called the Xyris, and it's by Yarn Flakes, and it's a very beautiful pattern with fully back lace back and then a stockinette front, and it's a t-shirt, and I thought this would be perfect for it. So I have all this yarn, I have all these patterns in my head, but I'm really unable to decide what I want to do first. So that has been the dilemma in my head, and I have just been sitting on it. I don't know what I'm waiting for. I'm just waiting for like this thing to strike me, like a wave of inspiration, and just cast on with something. I'm most likely to cast on this because I do want this yarn out of my stash now. It needs to become something. It's been around for too long. It's been waiting to become something, and I have not granted it its wish. So I think I need to get on it. But yeah, so that is all the knitting content I have. I hope finally my under 1 hour mark happens, but we will see how that goes, because I can talk for a really long time even if I have one project, or if I have no projects I can talk for an hour. So we'll see how long this video is. I always say that it's almost become a personal challenge of mine to see if I can make at least one video which is shorter than an hour. We'll see if it happened. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed some of my blabbering. I hope you enjoyed the update on my house moving and setting up and everything. I've definitely shared some pictures of my new craft room and my green wall and my plants. So there's been a lot of stuff happening in life in general, and it's like spring summer is here, so I'm really gearing up with some of my sewing projects and some of my summer knitting dilemmas. So yeah, thank you for sticking around if you watched till the end. Thank you so much for being patient while I figure out a schedule with the podcast. And thank you so much for all the lovely messages that you've been sending me. I've really enjoyed reading through those. I know I'm definitely behind in responding to some of the messages, but I will get to them. Thank you so much for your patience with that. And yeah, I will see you hopefully soon. I can't promise when the next video will be, but I will keep you updated with all my knitting shenanigans. And thank you so much for all the love you've been giving me. See you soon. Take care, stay safe, and happy crafting. Bye.